Swadika, good morning and welcome to Newsline. It's Wednesday's edition, January the 8th of 2014. My name is Cholapansan Rula. In today's headlines, 87 party list candidates from 25 political parties have been disqualified from running in the general election. And in the business news, the country's export growth for the whole year of 2014 is estimated at 3.88%. But first, let's have a look at today's top story. Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra believes that the military will not stage a coup d'etat, saying it is not the best solution to solve the current political gridlock. Prime Minister and Defence Minister Yingluck Shinawatra expressed her belief that the military would not attempt to stage a coup, as lessons have been learned from the past that such move was not the best way to solve a political conflict, adding that sorting out differences through talks and negotiations was the best way to restore peace in the country. In light of the upcoming Bangkok shutdown on January 13th, the Prime Minister has ordered all security agencies to protect and assist members of the public. She said the government security measures would be mainly focused on minimizing the impact of the planned capital shutdown. Lastly, Ms. Yingluck urged all responsible personnel to exercise restraint and be patient, as well as watching out for possible intervention from a third party. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs will invite foreign diplomats in Thailand to listen to the government's guidelines for dealing with anti-government protesters occupying of Bangkok next Monday. The ministry has warned alien labourers to stay away from the protest areas for their own safety. Foreign Affairs Minister Surapong Tawichakchaikul said the cabinet meeting did not discuss the protesters occupying of Bangkok or the Bangkok shutdown operation, since all preparations had already been made for coping with the demonstrations. Police and military officers would work together in maintaining peace and order. Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra has instructed all ministries to make sure that civil servants would be able to go to work on the 13th of January. Mr. Surapong also asked the Minister of Labour to warn foreign labourers, especially those from Myanmar and Cambodia, against joining in the protest or going near the demonstration areas, as they might be in danger. And Army Chief General Prayut Chan-o-cha says the planned movement of troops and military armament is irrelevant to politics, adding that it is only an annual practice. Following the military's plan to move its troops and equipment, General Prayut said that the move was not related to politics, while denying the rumor that claimed the military was preparing to stage a coup. He said the moving of troops and armament was just a preparation for the upcoming Children's Day, which falls this Saturday, January 11th. Children's Day activities will be hosted by the military at the 2nd Cavalry Division in Sanam Pao and at the Army headquarters in Laxi. The Army Chief also called for all sides to exercise restraint and refrain from using force against one another, adding that everyone should be cautious and abide by the law and regulations. Lastly, General Prayut affirmed that the main duty of the military was to protect both the people and the nation. The National Security Council, or NSC, is confident that the Internal Security Act will be sufficient for the upcoming mass rallies on January 13th. According to NSC Secretary General Lieutenant Paradon Patanathaput, the NSC's operation would be more intensified in light of the People's Democratic Reform Committee, or PDRC's plan to paralyze the capital next Monday. He said there would be more collaboration among the NSC, the Thai police and the military in controlling the mob. Duties and responsibilities would be clearly divided and assigned to each unit in a bid to effectively prevent all and any unexpected incidents occurring or third-party intervention. The Secretary General of NSC also reiterated that the Internal Security Act would be enough for the government to maintain law and order. He, however, pointed out that an emergency decree would be necessary if the situation got out of hand. as for fears of possible clashes between the PDRC and the United Front for Democracy Against Dictatorship, or UDD, who would likely stage a rally on January 13th as well. Lieutenant General Paradon said he did not think violence would erupt between the two sides, as they would stage their rallies at different locations. The Election Commission revealed that 87 party list candidates from 25 political parties have been disqualified from running in the general election. According to EC Secretary General Puchong Nutrawong, most of the 87 people did not qualify because they either did not exercise their voting rights in the July 3, 2011 election or had been a member of the political party fielding them for less than 30 days. 4 candidates from the Pheu Thai Party, Adisaman Pongreung, Police General Virut Phunsan, and others were among the disqualified individuals. 5 of the candidates were from the National Development Party, 7 were from Phum Chai Thai Party, and 5 were from the Chat Thai Pathana Party. According to the EC, disqualified candidates may appeal to the Supreme Court within 7 days. The National Anti-Corruption Commission has concluded that 308 MPs and senators are guilty of malfeasance after they voted to pass a charter amendment bill that would alter the composition of the Senate. NACC spokesperson Vicha Mahakun stated that the Commission had examined evidence from the Constitutional Court and the Secretariat of the House of Representatives in its deliberation of the case against 381 MPs and senators involved in the passing of the bill concerning the origin of senators. He said based on the evidence, it was found that 308 of the parliamentarians had committed wrongdoing and charges would be filed against them for malfeasance and abuse of authority. Of the 308 individuals, 293 voted for the bill in the first, second and third readings, while the other 15 were involved in the proposal process. The group excludes Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra, who cast her vote only in the final reading. From January 15 till the 17th, all of them will be called in to acknowledge their charges and provide clarifications if there are any. Previously, House Speaker Somsak Kietsuranon and Senate Speaker Nikom Wairachapanit were also found guilty by the NACC in the same case. They are scheduled to hear their charges this January 10th. The much-debated bill sought to revise the Constitution so as to cancel the appointment of senators and require that all of them come from election. The United Nations has declared December 5th of every year as the World Soil Day and 2015 as the International Year of Soils. Activities in honor of His Majesty the King will be held worldwide to create awareness on soils and agriculture. Government spokesperson Thirat Ratanasewi said the cabinet meeting acknowledged the UN's resolution on the World Soil Day and the International Year of Soils following the IUSS Humanitarian Soil Scientist Medal given to His Majesty the King by the International Union of Soil Sciences in April 2012. Thailand has already arranged activities in recognition of His Majesty the King's contribution to soil development. Other countries will also take part in celebrating the World Soil Day and the International Year of Soils in hopes to promote the importance of soils on agricultural development, nutrition and food security. We'll now take a break. Up next, retailers are stocking a higher quantity of items in order to guard against a shortage of products during the Bangkok shutdown. Newsline will be back after these messages. Stay tuned.
Open the world of information. Embrace public participation. Present Thailand to the world. New dimension of the government's public relations. The 80th anniversary of the Public Relations Department. Creative media for the society. Mobilizing Thailand towards the ASEAN community.
มนุษย์ทำลายสมดุลทางธรรมชาติแล้วมนุษย์ก็เป็นผู้ประสบภัยพิบัติจากธรรมชาติร่วมสร้างอนาคตลดภัยพิบัติ คนทั่วประเทศ
For those who have Android smartphones, you can download a PRD News application by searching for PRD News English in Play Store. That way, you can stay up to date with the latest happenings in Thailand.
You're with us right here on Newsline. The Cabinet has expressed its concerns over the economic outlook of 2014, saying the GDP growth may only be 3 to 3.5% if the budget disbursement for the government's 2 trillion baht mega project and its water management scheme cannot be achieved. Deputy Prime Minister and Commerce Minister Niwatt Thamrong Bunsongpaisan stated that the Office of the National Economic and Social Development Board reported the total budget disbursement in the first 3 months of 2014 to be 1 trillion baht, or about 20% less than projected. In addition, the NESDB is also closely monitoring the weakening of the Thai baht from last year's rate of around 30.73 baht per US dollar. Mr. Niwatt Thamrong went on to say that an economic ministers meeting has forecast that if the political conflicts continue to be prolonged, which inhibits the state to invest in the mega transport project and also the water management projects, the previously projected or expected GDP growth of 4 to 5% will decrease to only 3 to 3.5%. University of the Thai Chamber of Commerce, or UTCC, estimates the export growth for the whole year of 2014 at 3.88%, while voicing concerns that the first quarter growth would remain in the negative territory. Mr. At Pisanwanit, Director of the Center for International Trade Studies at UTCC, pointed out that the recovering global economy will allow Thai exports this year to expand at the rate of 3.88%, or within the range of 2.1 to 5.6%, with a total value of 233 to 241 billion baht. However, he deemed the export situation for the first quarter as worrisome, believing the growth figure would stand at minus 1.5 to 1.9%. The contraction has been ongoing since the second quarter of last year. Mr. At was hopeful that the export growth would be able to post a positive figure again after the first quarter. Apart from the global economic conditions, another important factor to export performance at the moment is the domestic political atmosphere. The director of UTCC said the political unrest had shaken the confidence of customers overseas. Therefore, actions would need to be taken to shore up their sentiment. In regards to the Thai baht, Mr. At projected its value in the first quarter to move in the range of 33.38 to 36.72 baht against the US dollar, which would be the weakest since the second quarter of 2009. The depreciation is attributable to the tapering of the quantitative easing measures by the US and the political impasse in Thailand, which resulted in capital outflow. National carrier Thai Airways International has denied rumors spreading on social media that it is about to be insolvent. According to Thai Airways, it is fully capable of servicing its debts, and it is impossible for the carrier to be anywhere near insolvency as rumored. The airlines has never missed its payment date since it was founded. Thai also stated that it has set aside the funds for its debt payment while maintaining the company's fluidity. Despite last year's spending on its fleet upgrades, the firm has 315.9 billion baht worth of assets and 183.5 billion baht worth of interest-bearing loans at the end of the third quarter of last year. The company pointed out that it once faced a similar predicament in 2008 when it incurred a 14.9 billion baht loss. Despite these circumstances, the company was able to service its debt on time. Thai Airways also reaffirms its stable financial status, ensuring its employees and the public that it has solid spending plans with flexible strategies and that it is nowhere near being bankrupt. Retailers will stock a higher quantity of items than usual in order to guard against a shortage of products during the Bangkok shutdown next week, according to the Ministry of Commerce. Deputy Commerce Minister Yanyong Puongrat asked wholesalers and operators of department stores and fresh markets to act as coordinators between manufacturers and small retailers to ensure that goods do not become scarce during the People's Democratic Reform Committee's or PDRC's closure of roads in Bangkok this coming Monday. Goods will be readily distributed from modern trade retailers' warehouses surrounding Bangkok, and the large retailers will increase their stock of items from the usual 10-day stock to between 15 and 20 days. The Government Centre for Mitigation of Effects from the political upheaval will also act as a coordinator between product manufacturers and retailers. Mr. Yanyong added that the Ministry of Commerce was requesting cooperation from sellers to avoid raising product prices in times of the tense situation, especially prices of necessities. Ministry officials will be continually checking on prices of products at markets to ensure compliance. The Stock Exchange of Thailand and the Brokers Association of Thailand are reportedly not worried over the planned shutdown of Bangkok, stating that they have Business Continuity Planning or BCP. Director of the Association of Thai Securities Companies, Kun Pattira Dilokrung Thirapop, stated that online trading will still be able to continue as normal during the shutdown, adding that each broker at each trading institution already have the Business Continuity Planning, otherwise known as BCP. Moreover, Ms. Pattira stated that brokers and the stock exchange have had experience in dealing with mishaps in the nation, such as the 2011 flooding and also the previous political protests. The director of Association of Thai Security Companies pointed out that a peaceful protest is manageable and urged demonstrators not to cause any violence. She also reported that the volume of trading has been relatively low in the past couple of days and that the situation needed to be kept under close watch until the actual shutdown next Monday. And Thai stocks jumped on Tuesday, outperforming others in Southeast Asia as higher oil prices bolstered buying in energy stocks, and shares of Thai Airways International recovered from 5 sessions of falls after a positive earnings guidance for 2014. The Thai index ended up 2.6% at 1,262.36 points, extending gains into a second day and bouncing from the oversold mark for the first time since December 27, with its 14-day relative strength index at 33.8 at Tuesday's close. The rebound helped the benchmark trim some of its losses since November amid ongoing political tensions, while caution remained ahead of a mass shutdown of the capital next Monday by anti-government protesters calling for a reform of the political system to precede the election. Shares of energy firm PTT Public Company Limited rallied 6.4%, the top gainer on the energy index, while Thai Airways jumped 5.7% after acting president Chokthai Panyayong saw the carrier returning to a profit in 2014. Other regional markets ended mostly lower, with Indonesia and the Philippines easing amid currency weaknesses. Singapore and Malaysia retreated from early highs in line with weak Asian markets. Vietnam edged up 0.2%, with banking shares rising after the government said a strategic foreign investor will be allowed to own a maximum 20% of a Vietnamese bank from late next month, from 15% now. Let's have a look at the commodity prices and also the exchange rates, and then we'll take a short break.
Open the world of information. Embrace public participation. Present Thainess to the world. New dimension of the government's public relations. The 80th anniversary of the Public Relations Department. Creative media for the society, mobilizing Thailand towards the ASEAN community.
เมื่อมนุษย์ท ำลายสมดุลทางธรรมชาติและมนุษย์ก็เป็นผู้ประสบภัยพิบัติจากธรรมชาติร่วมสร้างอนาคตลดภัยพิบัติระดมพลังพลิกฟื้นคืนผืนป่าในทุกชุมชนทั่วประเทศ
For those who have Android smartphones, you can download a PRD News application by searching for PRD News English in Play Store. That way, you can stay up to date with the latest happenings in Thailand.
Welcome back to Newsline. The Education Ministry has announced that it will hold the 2014 National Children's Day celebrations at Sanam Sea Pa on January 11th. Education Minister Chaturon Chai Sang stated that on January 8th, or today, he will lead a group of 732 exemplary children to receive their awards of recognition from the Prime Minister at the Navy Hall. As for the official Children's Day Festival, the event will be open at Sanam Sea Pa next to the Royal Plaza on January 11th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Education Minister further added that related state agencies have been cooperating in holding one of the events at the Government House, where children will have the opportunity to go and sit in the actual Prime Minister's chair. The Education Minister also urged protesters to maintain peace and order in the area and to consider the safety of children and the parents during the Children's Day activities. 44 provinces across Thailand have been declared disaster zones following a prolonged cold snap. The Department of Disaster Prevention and Mitigation has reported that 24 million residents nationwide have been affected by the cold weather. The department has set up a special operations center in many provinces in the country's upper parts. So far, nearly 300,000 sets of relief items have been dispatched to those in need. The country as a whole has reportedly warmed up by 1 to 2 degrees Celsius as a cold front from China has weakened. The latest weather forecast suggests, however, that another high-pressure cell will cover parts of Thailand from January 8th onwards. Some provinces have also been hit by water shortages, with Singapore officially declaring the province a drought disaster zone. Trucks carrying drinking water have been dispatched to affected areas, while the department expedites more assistance. And the government veterinary team at Chiang Mai Zoo has revealed that the birth of a new panda cub has been delayed by 1 to 2 days due to Lin Hui's continued rising hormone levels. The team said her urine test suggests that her hormone levels have not dropped, signaling that the birth is not expected during the next 72 hours. Her eating and behavior patterns also indicated that the due date will be postponed. Lin Hui is now expected to deliver a new cub on January 8th or 9th. Tests have confirmed that the cub will be healthy and there will not be twins. Once a new cub is born, a contest will be held by the zoo to name it. Entries can be sent via mail or online. The coming cub will be Lin Hui's second following the birth of Lin Ping, which drew national attention in 2009 and generated a period of panda mania. And that concludes today's edition of Newsline. If you wish to send in your suggestions or comments, the email address is now appearing on your screen. And the National Broadcasting Services of Thailand, or NBT, is organizing activities to celebrate the Children's Day on Saturday, January 11th. So there will be news anchoring competitions in both Thai and in English. All children are welcome to join. And of course, parents can come and cheer as well. The registration period is at 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. at NBT. So hope to see you all this coming Saturday. We'll be saying goodbye today with beautiful winter cherry blossoms blooming in Chiang Rai province. I'm Chalapansa Narula. See you next time. Sawadee ka.